And that's the point he's making here. So if that same spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is now in us, that it quickens our mortal bodies. And what does that mean, quicken your mortal body? Sure, at the end of the age, when Jesus comes back, we're going to get a glorified body. And he is talking about that here in a macro sense, in a wide view. But if you narrow down to what he's talking about if you have this born again life on the inside of you and you choose to walk righteous at that very moment, God makes sure your mortal body is quickened so you can live righteously in it. The split second you choose not to sin, you have the power, or the body no longer has the power to stop you from doing it. He says in verse 10, the body is dead because of sin. Yes, it's alive in the sense that we feel the temptation. Obviously, we have crazy thoughts that pass through our head a lot of times. We know what it's like to be tempted from sin. Obviously, Jesus knows temptation. He was tempted in every way, but without sin. So the body is alive in that sense, but when he says, because of what Jesus has done, that the body is dead, it means that since he's already died on the cross and paid for everything, and he sits at the right hand of the Father, that this is all a finished work, that this body is now declared dead. It can no longer rule and reign over you if you don't allow it to. It's dead. It can't stop you. Yes, it's alive that you'll feel it trying to stop you, but it's positionally dead. He's declared it dead. You do not have to let sin rule and reign in your body. He talks about that in Romans 6. In the split second you decide not to commit a sin that your body is tempting you over, your body is quickened and you can live righteous in it. And he makes that more clear here in a second. Verse 12, therefore, brethren, we are debtors not to the flesh. I don't have to live after my old nature. I don't have to live after the lust in my mortal body. I'm no longer a debtor to the flesh to live after the flesh. Verse 13, for if you live after the flesh, you shall die. If you're not born again, you're living according to the old nature, you're going to die, you're going to go to hell. If you are a Christian and you go back to living according to that nature because you're letting the sin in your mortal body rule and reign, that is what he means by living after the flesh, that you too will die. Even though you came into Christ at one point, if you live after the flesh, you're going to die and go to hell. That's what he means there. But look at the plus side. This is so amazing. Verse 13, the second part, but if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, you shall live. How do you mortify the deeds of the body? If your body wants to fornicate and you say no, at that split second, God makes sure your body is quickened so that you can live righteous in it. And when you say no to it, you have now mortified that deed of the body by saying no.